Hello, World of Warships world, and welcome to another operations guide. This time it is Cherry Blossom. We are, of course, in the mines yet again. Also makes it easier to compare all the different operations because you can see how the same ship does in all those operations. We have a Roma, which I wouldn't necessarily bring. I mean, I guess it's okay if you have the Kobayashi Camo and you want the increased earnings, but other than that, not so sure. But it's only cruisers and battleships. We have a Harbin, which is a very good ship for operations because of the torque power. It's also pretty spammy and has all the consumables. You can see our Tseaton is already spotted. That is, of course, because there's 4 Japanese DDs here, something like Hatsuharu, and 2 Shiratsuyus. They want to kill our 2 Liberty ships that are coming in from the northeast. The Liberty ships are currently in an illuminated circle on the minimap. You will see there is this night thingy here, which means it's similar to a Cyclone basically. You have reduced vision range, you go dark quicker, you have reduced detection range as well. Not sure if it also messes with your accuracy. I could probably find out somehow, but it doesn't really matter anyway. So what you want to do here is kill those DD as fast as possible. The Tseaton has actually popped Hydro, but you need to kill those DDs because they can actually launch torps. Realistically, the first 2 die too quickly, but the other 2 can launch torps, especially if you're in a situation like the Tseaton right now. That's very dangerous for him, but I think we managed to kill them both before they can launch their torps. We are, of course, casting this from a replay. No particular reason. It's just what it is. Now there is a Champagne coming in from here after the Tseaton cut across our bow, so we have to dodge our battleships left, right and center here. There is 2 Miyokos now, one you can see shooting there, one is there. Sadly our Champagne is shooting them with HE. Would be better if it could shoot AP, because those Miyokos will be stationary until they get shot and then they will start moving, which makes them harder to hit, obviously. In case you're wondering why I'm scrolling here like an idiot, it's because just pressing shift doesn't work in a replay file. So these 2 Miyokos and a host of DDs, I think at least 4 of them, are trying to kill our onshore installations. And we need to kill them before they manage to do that. So on the one hand, you want to rush in and kill them. On the other hand, you don't want to do that because you will rush into a million torpedoes and you will also be very much out of position for what happens afterwards. So you don't want to go all the way in there. What you want to do, probably, I suggest you do that, is go north just slightly, because there's this Yahagi and there's also an Aoba behind it. And while the main target is to kill these, because they are the ones threatening the operation, the regiments, again, battleship trying to be in our way for some reason, these 2 ships here, Yahagi and Aoba, are a distraction, and as you can see, the Tseaton is shooting at the Yahagi, which I don't understand why he should be shooting in that direction. Same goes for Edinburgh. So we have to get rid of this distraction so people can keep shooting this way. Of course, these illuminated circles, when you're inside the circle, you don't have the night buff/debuff, so you may want to avoid them. I'm popping Hydro here, to which the Champagne says thank you. I do that because there's no reason not to, like you don't need it later, or you will need it later, but by that time it will be reloaded already. I just popped the Hydro because the Yahagi as well as the Aoba and all the DDs here may launch torps at us, and we don't want to get hit by random torps. It's not the end of the world if you take 1 or 2 as long as you survive. There will be a healing phase later and you're unlikely to take any damage before then, but why risk it, right? So we just pop the hydro. We're safe, even though all the torps are going that way, because those ships were closer to the DDs than we were, so we didn't get any of the torps launched at us. The regimental positions are still in relatively good health, even though that one's burning down. They can burn like ships can, and now it says the fire at the enemy, the surface fire at the targets has ceased. The enemy is retreating, which means ships won't be shooting them anymore, but they may actually still burn down. Now it says threat to the regiment's position eliminated, and that means we maintain the positions of both regiments. Now they won't take any more damage, and you earned a star. The other star, of course, was earned for saving both the Liberty ships, which pretty much happens automatically. So that's nice. Another star, of course, we have to save at least 4 allied ships. A main task you can already see, destroy the enemy aerodromes. The enemy aerodromes cannot be seen yet, but they will make an appearance shortly. So what you want to do is kill those DDs, and now everything's dead here. Of course, if you play a CV, what you can do is first spot the 4 DDs down here, and then strike the Miyokos, which are stationary, which makes it very easy to hit all your torps, for example. So if you're playing something like a Chokolov, you can absolutely murder those Miyokos. We are now in this position for a very particular reason, which is this Hatsuharu and the, I think, Shirotsuyu, yes, that's there, because we want to kill those. They are not necessarily a threat to us, because we know they are here, so we just go here to kill them, because they will launch torps, so don't get stuck onto them, they will kill you, but they are a threat to our ships that come in from the south, the support ships here, and of course to the rest of the team, who may not be aware that these 2 DDs are coming, so better safe than sorry, just go there, kill them. Very easy. Now, you see those 2 carriers coming in, they will actually launch planes and they will be somewhat helpful for spotting. You also have those 2 DDs who will be somewhat useful for spotting for a short amount of time, and also to a certain extent for anti-aircraft fire, because as you can see here, destroy enemy aircraft, we're supposed to kill 50 enemy aircraft, and we're supposed to destroy the enemy aerodromes, the health bars of which have just appeared now. Our Champagne has just popped a spotter plane and seems to be shooting randomly. Of course, that is where one of the aerodromes is, so he's already shooting at the aerodromes. He did about 10k damage to it, as you can see up here, even though we haven't even seen the aerodrome yet. We dip into the healing circle real quick to heal up before we make our way up north. As you can see already, there is a group of aircraft coming in. The airfields, the aerodromes, they will now spam a lot of aircraft at you. If you're getting focused because you're, for example, in C5 or something, then they may actually be a bit of a threat, but under normal circumstances they are not. They are not particularly sturdy, and well, mostly they ignore you. I don't know, they just fly past you and die. The Champagne is still shooting the aerodromes. Sad, unfortunate. We're almost 9 minutes into the operation and he is trying to end the operation already. And there's still so much more to farm, right? All these ships that are here, the destroyers, the cruisers, we want to farm them because it's more damage. There is also this Atago here, which is a star objective. You have to kill or destroy the flagship Atago, and the Atago will go this way all the way to G1 and then stop there. So under normal circumstances you want to be here behind this island and you want to be shooting the Atago and kill it and everything should be fine. But if you're a CV, you can also just do whatever and then kill the Atago once it's stationary in G1. Right? That's then you don't have to struggle hitting a target that is maneuvering and being an asshole. I asked the Champagne to stop shooting the aerodromes because I don't want him to end the operation with 10 minutes left on the clock, which he was not gonna manage, but he was well on his way to killing the aerodromes. At least he has a good sense of humor. I complimented him afterwards and asked, what about 9? But yeah, at this point he stops shooting the onshore installations, and we kill the Atago, which is very nice. So that's another star in the books, or on the books, whatever. The last one would be to save 4 allied ships. It's relatively simple unless your teammates are idiots, which they may very well be, and they could charge in like those 2 Fletchers did and eat torps and a lot of HE spam, but under normal circumstances, yeah, they shouldn't be doing that. Also, this is an operation that as a Mainz, you can pretty much win all by yourself. You see this island here, and what you can do is come from where I am, essentially, and go towards the enemy ships. You will avoid most of the torps, focus on the cruisers while you're doing it, and you can shoot the aerodrome in the north, and then you can tuck up right next to the island and shoot the aerodrome in the south. I have already won this operation with all teammates being dead, and, well, I just went and did that because I could, and the bots couldn't stop me. So that's something to keep in mind. As a reasonably spammy cruiser, that's always an option on this operation. And even if your team manages to somehow die and you're the last one left, you still have a decent chance to finish the operation. We are of course charging in now because we have the entire team behind us. Everyone's still in good health except Shimanto, but who cares about him? We just want to go in and kill now, right? And with us having so many ships here, it's unlikely that the bots are killing all of us. We are shooting the Aoba here, which is a mistake. We should be shooting the Akizuki because that is actually a threat. So in order of importance, it's the cruisers, namely the Mogami Miyoko kind of cruisers, not necessarily the Aobas, and the Akizuki, then maybe the Aobas, and then all the other DDs. So we baited some torps, but of course we have Hydro, so we could see them coming. We went this way first, so they launched all the torps this way, and then we turned in, and now we're slowing down, so all the torps went past us. Now we're finally shooting the Akizuki. Good to see I'm not a complete fucking idiot. So let's kill the Akizuki because it's actually a threat with its 30mm pen and high rate of fire. If you have read my operations guide, you will know Akizuki is the only DD I deem worth playing. Even though it's not a premium ship and thus doesn't have a modifier for earnings, it's still a very good ship. We went in reverse too far there, and the torp kindly went through our ship without hitting us. It should have hit us, obviously. We fucked up there, but of course I didn't fuck up. It was my crew. They didn't listen to me. The entire team seems to have realized this is just a turkey shoot at this point. So go in, kill them all. They cannot spawn fast enough at this point. We have so much firepower here, we will just annihilate them all. Bit of variety, a Kagero here, a Furutaka there, but yeah, they're all just victims. They're just here to inflate your damage counter. I would say under normal circumstances you should aim for 200k in this operation. More than 200k is good. We are already at 240 something, so that's very good. How did that happen? I have no idea. The Harbin and the Shimanto should be able to soak up some of the destroyer damage as well, and the battleships, of course, should be able to soak up some of the cruiser damage. So appears they didn't do a great job there. We shot the onshore installations there, but not the aerodrome, but the AA installations, because why not? They go down fairly easily, and it's another ribbon, and presumably more XP in the end. I'm not actually sure if that's the case, but I just like having the extra ribbon. One of the airfields has died already, the other is down to 40k. Considering we do 10k per salvo and we have 4.6 second reload, we can kill that airfield in less than 20 seconds. And we still have 4 minutes 40 on the clock, so yeah, this was very smooth sailing. It's not always the case, but also it's rather difficult to lose this operation. So the airfield is ticking down. We are just shooting all the ships that spawn and aim to inflate our damage even further. There's no point in us shooting the airfield, others are doing it. Of course, you need to keep an eye on the timer yourself as well, and if necessary, you have to bite the bullet and then you have to kill the airfields instead of farming juicy ship damage. But it is what it is. In this case, the team shot the airfields. As you can see here, of course, we got all 5 stars. I had a quick glance during the game, of course, you saw we destroyed 50 aircraft, we destroyed the Atago, we saved both the Liberty ships, we maintained both regiments, and we saved at least 4 allied ships. We saved all 7 allied ships to be precise, which you can see from the first achievement here, which is the Tactical Expertise achievement for completing all secondary tasks, finishing the operation successfully, of course, and having all your teammates survive. 284k damage is quite a lot. I'm not really sure how that happened. It didn't necessarily feel like it during the game, I can tell you that much. But yeah, we killed a lot of shit. Also, the base XP says we did, also says the Roma didn't, so yeah, even if he has the Kobayashi Camo, probably not a good game for him. Here's the detailed report. You can see pretty balanced between AP and HE. Of course, it's easy to shoot cruiser broadsides with AP. That's also why we fire just a third of the shells as AP compared to HE. HE you're going to miss a lot more because you're going to shoot destroyers at long range, medium range, and it's not like the bots just straight line at a steady speed. They will brake, they will accelerate, they will use their rudder, which can be very annoying, but I guess it shouldn't be too easy. And these are the earnings. Blue booster for credits, blue for Captain XP, and green for free XP, of course. And yeah, that is Operation Cherry Blossom. One of the easier ones to complete, but not necessarily the most simple operation for getting all 5 stars, because if your team really sucks, the regimental positions may die rather easily.